All right, Mr. Radiation Man. So, how are you going to manifest all these dreams? I'm going to believe as if it is already so. I will have faith in it, just as we are to have faith in anything righteous. And I'm going to focus on very specifically using this for good, to make a righteous impact on the world. To preface this, I'm not, you know, I don't dance around a fire. I don't do any dark juju. I can recognize that some weird black magic kind of things are probably real. Like demonic stuff, man, later on I'll give you some examples where you're going to be like, yeah, that is definitely proof of demonic forces in the world. But not right now. We'll get to that later. What I can say is I was raised Catholic. I have looked into a multitude of religions. I think Buddhism is fantastic. I think that as long as people recognize the golden rule, which is do unto others as you'd like done to yourself, and we just work to respect each other and don't hurt the kids, and let's all get each other's back for goodness sake. That's really how I am. I try to spread love as much as I can, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that there's people out there that genuinely just don't like people, everyone. You can find someone that doesn't like anything, and I don't think that fighting is the answer, especially nowadays where they use war as a cash crop. They use it as a money pit. I think that we have to learn that we've been divided very intentionally. And, well, I want to weed that out. I digress. I was raised Catholic. Jesus was recognized as a Buddha, even by Buddhists. And he was Catholicism, and Jesus was recognized as one of the ways to find enlightenment by a multitude of religions. And I see absolutely no reason why I shouldn't at least adhere to the very positive messages that are found in the most popular book ever written. Just saying. I'm not one to go diving into my Bible, but I'm definitely one to adhere to what I have always revered as the righteous consciousness that I've always noticed because I grew up in a good household with strict but loving parents. They were very successful and they worked really hard. And I feel like when we lost sight of that graciousness is when things changed a lot. And when I come back into being who I've always felt like I am, it's like I'm back in the presence of God. I feel like when we chase money, when we trade our time, our entire life for working a job that we don't enjoy, that doesn't do anything more positive than cranking the gears of a corporate machine for money, well, then you're, a floozy for the machine. You're getting pimped out. They found the price that you'd be willing to do it for. And I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like I'm worth much more than that. And the only thing that holds us back is that limit we have limiting beliefs. We don't think high enough of ourselves to want to chase that intuition, which I truly believe comes from a divine source. Those dreams that you have, the ones that they just never go away. You always want to sing your song, play music, or paint, or do whatever it may be. That dream that you want to do, that it sounds silly. I want to make clay head figurines and sell them on the internet. But we don't do it because it sounds so silly. And then we see someone, it's like, oh my goodness, it's possible with the technology we have today to reach a massive audience if we just do it and have faith, have resounding faith and belief. Heck, it couldn't hurt to at least feel as if you're walking in the presence of a higher power while you do it. I truly believe it. I think other people should at least consider it. I am going to just focus on that energy, that I'm walking in the presence of the Lord. By the way, I'm very convinced it's all a simulation. They just didn't have a word for it until like 30 years ago. And then people are starting to realize that it truly is all coded. We're coded by DNA. I think we're just Windows 18 billion, you know? Like, really, it's gotten to the point that it's organic coding. Because there's more data within our DNA. Probably if you took the DNA from your entire body and measured how many pentagrams of data it could hold, it would probably be more than every computer on Earth or something like ridiculous, you know? You could fit like 50 petabytes of data like in your chromosomes or something like crazy. So anyway, that sounds like a really efficient computer that like heals itself, fixes itself, thinks for itself, and here I say has the conscious ability to connect with something far greater than us. And by the way, by definition, a simulation has a creator. So checkmate, MFers, you know what I'm saying? No, I love you, really. I just want people to realize like they've very intentionally limited our mind to thinking we're just alone and there's no purpose and nothing loves us enough to give us any sort of divine purpose or direction. But when you stop and listen and adhere to it and have faith in it, it does. So I'm not saying it's any denomination at all. I'm just saying there's something. There is a higher power, and I think it wants us to not only be happy but fulfill our dreams that he makes us. She makes us. It makes us. It's not a he or she, people. It's probably both combined. You know what I'm saying? So God wants us to be happy and chase these dreams, and maybe that's the way to get to the next level, get to that next dimension of whatever comes next. You gotta do it properly. Maybe it's like a Buddhist thing. You have to do it again if you don't do it right. Let's do it right. So I'm going to explain how I'm going to manifest in the next one.